In the teachings of Buddhism, decision-making and problem-solving take on a profound dimension when guided by mindfulness and wisdom. While most of us live tethered to immediate concerns, akin to extinguishing one flame after another, this reactive state mirrors the concept of suffering, dukkha, arising from attachment and ignorance. Transitioning from a reactive existence to one anchored in awareness allows us to transform tactical thinking into strategic wisdom. Imagine a beginner chess player focusing solely on the next move. This mirrors the unexamined life bound by momentary desires. Now consider the enlightened grandmaster who perceives the entire board, contemplating the interplay of past, present, and future. This foresight embodies strategic thinking, aligned with the Buddhist ideal of right view, samadhi, understanding the interconnected nature of all phenomena. Chapter 1. Cultivating Mindful Self-Awareness. To walk the path of life with wisdom and grace, one must first turn their gaze inward. The journey toward mastery in decision-making and living skillfully begins not with external solutions, but with an exploration of the self. The teachings of Buddhism emphasize the profound importance of introspection, a practice of pausing, observing, and embracing the patterns of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. This mindful examination is not merely about self-awareness. It is a gateway to self-transformation. In the fast-paced currents of daily life, it is easy to be swept away by habits, reactions, and routines. Yet, when we pause and reflect, we uncover the intricate web of causes and conditions that shape our experiences. Victories, for example, are not random strokes of fortune. Through reflection, we can discern the qualities that led to our success: resilience in the face of adversity, creativity that found solutions where others saw dead ends, or compassion that opened doors to connection and cooperation. Each triumph becomes a teacher, revealing the strengths we can nurture. Likewise, failures, often dismissed or avoided, are profound mirrors of our karma. They hold up a lens to our choices, actions, and underlying intentions, shedding light on areas ripe for growth. Failures, when viewed through the gentle lens of mindfulness, lose their sting of judgment and become opportunities for deeper understanding. They are not obstacles to be feared, but stepping stones on the path of liberation. This practice is akin to the strategic analysis a CEO undertakes to steer their organization toward success. In the corporate world, a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, provides a comprehensive view of the landscape. Similarly, personal introspection allows us to assess our inner terrain, identifying not only our capabilities and limitations, but also the external influences that shape our journey. However, unlike the often high-pressure environment of business, Buddhist mindfulness encourages us to engage in this process with compassion and acceptance, cultivating an attitude of curiosity rather than criticism. Through mindful self-awareness, we create a foundation for intentional living. Each insight gleaned becomes a seed of transformation, nurturing a life that aligns with our deepest values and aspirations. The act of looking inward is not an end in itself, but the beginning of a journey that enables us to navigate the external world with clarity and wisdom. Chapter 2. The Blueprint of Intention. In the teachings of the Buddha, intention, satana, is described as the seed from which all actions sprout. This profound insight reveals that the quality of our intentions shapes not only the outcomes of our actions, but also the inner landscape of our minds. To live with purpose and clarity, we must cultivate intentionality, planting wholesome seeds that lead to growth, harmony, and liberation. Envisioning our future is an essential practice in this cultivation. But unlike conventional goal setting, which often revolves around material accomplishments or external validation, the Buddhist approach to envisioning the future delves deeper. It invites us to imagine a state of being 5 years from now, not defined by possessions or status, but by inner peace and liberation. Visualize waking each morning with a serene mind, unburdened by craving, aversion, or delusion. This vision is not about acquiring. It is about becoming, a state of alignment with our highest aspirations and values. Once this vision is clear, we begin the process of tracing our steps backward, identifying the milestones that will lead us toward this state of liberation. What habits must we cultivate? What unwholesome tendencies must we release? What skills, relationships, or insights will nurture this journey? Each step backward reveals a thread in the tapestry of our future, weaving a clear path illuminated by the wisdom of right intention. It is important to acknowledge that the future is inherently uncertain. This truth, far from being a limitation, is an opportunity to cultivate equanimity and adaptability. The blueprint of intention is not about predicting the future with certainty, but about creating a guiding light, a North Star that directs our choices and actions. This North Star, grounded in ethical and mindful intentions, transforms ambiguity into an open field where wisdom and compassion can flourish. Through the practice of intention setting, we move from a state of passivity to one of proactive creation. The Buddha's teachings remind us that we are not mere spectators of our lives, but active participants in shaping our destiny. By planting seeds of wholesome intention today, we cultivate a future where wisdom, compassion, and peace can take root and thrive. Chapter 3. Shaping a harmonious environment. The Buddha taught that our external environment holds a profound influence over our inner world. The spaces we inhabit, the people we surround ourselves with, and the routines we create act as silent architects of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Shaping a harmonious environment, therefore, becomes a vital practice for anyone seeking a life aligned with mindfulness and wisdom. Wise association, or Kalyana Mitta, is a cornerstone of the Buddha's teachings. It emphasizes the transformative power of surrounding oneself with virtuous and supportive individuals. Just as a lotus thrives in clean water, our minds flourish when nourished by positive influences. A wise friend is not merely someone who offers companionship, but a beacon of kindness, generosity, and insight, someone who inspires us to walk the path of virtue and wisdom. Thus, building a sangha, a community of like-minded individuals, becomes essential. This sangha serves as a wellspring of mutual growth, where shared values and aspirations create an ecosystem of support and encouragement. Beyond relationships, our physical environment profoundly shapes our actions. To cultivate mindfulness, design spaces that reflect your highest intentions. Place symbols of inspiration, a serene Buddha statue, a cherished scripture, or a calming piece of nature, where they can gently remind you of your practice. Remove distractions that pull your attention toward unwholesome pursuits. A clutter-free, intentional space invites clarity and focus, allowing mindfulness to flourish naturally. The digital environment, too, plays a significant role in modern life. Curate your online spaces with the same care as your physical surroundings. Follow content that uplifts and educates, and set boundaries to limit distractions and negativity. Your environment, whether physical, social, or digital, is not merely a backdrop to your life, but a powerful force that shapes your habits and, ultimately, your destiny. By consciously shaping a harmonious environment, you align external conditions with your inner aspirations, creating fertile ground for the seeds of wisdom and mindfulness to grow. This practice is not about achieving perfection, but about making intentional choices that consistently guide you toward a life of balance and peace. Chapter 4. The Wealth of Resources. In the Buddhist perspective, true wealth is not measured by material possessions, but by the skillful use of time, energy, and abilities. These are the resources that shape our lives, and when cultivated with care and wisdom, they become sources of profound abundance. The principle of interdependent origination, Paticca Samuppada, teaches us that everything arises through interconnected causes and conditions. Similarly, resources are not static assets but dynamic forces that multiply when used wisely. Consider time. It is not merely a finite measure, but an opportunity. Each moment presents a chance to sow seeds of kindness, generosity, and wisdom. When we invest time in meaningful endeavors, whether through learning, nurturing relationships, or engaging in service, we create ripples of benefit that extend far beyond the present moment. Energy, too, is a precious resource that requires mindful management. Just as a candle can illuminate an entire room when directed effectively, Our energy shines brightest when channeled toward wholesome pursuits. By balancing effort with rest, activity with stillness, and focus with relaxation, we sustain the vitality needed for long-term growth. Skills and knowledge are perhaps the most transformative resources, for they have the power to expand our horizons and amplify our impact. However, the Buddhist approach to skill development goes beyond personal gain. It is rooted in the principle of selflessness, where the ultimate purpose of growth is to serve others. When we use our abilities to uplift and empower those around us, we not only multiply our resources, but also align our actions with the deeper purpose of alleviating suffering. The wealth of resources is not about accumulation, but about circulation. Just as rivers flow to nourish the land, our time, energy, and skills find their highest expression when shared. Each moment, when approached with mindfulness and generosity, becomes an opportunity to create infinite possibilities for ourselves and others. Chapter 5. Embracing risk with equanimity. Fear of the unknown often binds us to samsara, the cycle of suffering perpetuated by attachment and aversion. In the face of uncertainty, our instinct is to cling to what feels safe or familiar, avoiding risk at all costs. Yet, the Buddha's teachings remind us that growth and liberation require courage and equanimity, upekkha. When we learn to embrace uncertainty with a calm and balanced mind, we transform risk into a profound opportunity for spiritual evolution. Life is inherently uncertain, much like a river whose currents shift unpredictably. Attempting to resist this natural flow only increases suffering. Instead, we are called to develop a mindset of equanimity, a quality of inner stability that remains unshaken by the highs and lows of life. This does not mean passivity or indifference. Rather, it is a state of poised engagement, where we meet each challenge with faith, wisdom, and a steady heart. Consider the example of trees facing strong winds. Those that encounter no resistance grow weak and shallow roots, making them vulnerable to storms. Conversely, trees that withstand regular winds develop deep, resilient roots that anchor them firmly. Similarly, life's challenges and uncertainties are not obstacles to be avoided, but winds that strengthen our roots of resilience and wisdom. When we take risks with mindfulness, we align our actions with the teachings of the middle way, not recklessly chasing extremes nor shrinking in fear, but finding a balance where risks are approached skillfully. This includes recognizing asymmetric risks, where the potential gains far outweigh the possible losses. For instance, learning a new skill may involve the temporary discomfort of effort, but the rewards, a transformed career, enriched perspective, or enhanced abilities, can be immeasurable. Even when risks result in failure, the experience becomes a valuable teacher. The Buddha emphasized that suffering can lead to insight when met with mindfulness. Each setback reveals the impermanence of conditions and invites us to refine our approach. With equanimity as our guide, we see every risk as a stepping stone toward wisdom, resilience, and ultimately liberation. By embracing risk with a calm and open heart, we transcend fear and unlock the potential for profound growth. Life's uncertainties, rather than binding us, become opportunities to deepen our practice and move closer to enlightenment. Chapter 6. Lifelong Learning as Dharma Practice. In the Buddhist tradition, the pursuit of knowledge is not merely an academic or professional endeavor. It is a sacred practice intertwined with the path of awakening. Just as the Buddha refined his understanding through years of exploration and meditation, we are called to engage in lifelong learning as a process of continual refinement. This journey is not about accumulating facts or skills for their own sake, but about cultivating wisdom, panna, the ability to perceive the interconnected truths that underpin all existence. Learning, when approached as a Dharma practice, becomes a deliberate and mindful act. Each new insight or skill enhances our capacity to navigate life with clarity and compassion. Consider the process of mastering a skill, whether it be an art, a craft, or a discipline. Beyond the immediate utility, such mastery sharpens our awareness, deepens our focus, and fosters resilience. Each step on this path becomes a meditation, teaching us patience, perseverance, and the joy of discovery. Moreover, Learning is not a solitary pursuit, but an offering to the world. The Bodhisattva, the ideal of selfless service in Mahayana Buddhism, embodies this principle by dedicating their growth and wisdom to the benefit of all beings. When we learn with the intention of sharing our knowledge and skills, we transform personal development into an act of generosity. Whether teaching others, solving problems, or creating art, our growth becomes a source of upliftment for those around us. This approach to learning also aligns with the Buddhist principle of interdependent origination, Paticca Samuppada, which teaches that all phenomena arise in connection with one another. Each new piece of knowledge connects with and enriches our existing understanding, creating a dynamic web of insight. This interconnectedness underscores the value of strategic learning, focusing on skills and knowledge that not only serve our immediate needs, but also deepen our capacity to contribute meaningfully to the world. Through lifelong learning as Dharma practice, we align our intellectual and spiritual growth with the greater purpose of alleviating suffering and fostering wisdom. Each moment of study, reflection, and mastery becomes a step toward liberation, not just for ourselves but for all beings. Chapter 7. Building Wholesome Connections. In the Buddhist framework, relationships are more than mere social interactions. They are fertile grounds for cultivating the paramithas, or perfections, that lead to enlightenment. Each connection we form offers an opportunity to practice virtues such as generosity, patience, ethical conduct, and loving kindness. When nurtured with mindfulness, relationships become powerful catalysts for mutual growth and transformation. Building wholesome connections begins with the recognition that relationships are not transactional but relational ecosystems. Each interaction contributes to a web of interconnectedness that can uplift or weigh down all involved. By approaching others with an open heart and a genuine intention to support their well-being, we create bonds that resonate with the spirit of compassion and selflessness. The Sangha, a community of spiritual practitioners, is a model for building such connections. Within a Sangha, individuals support each other's growth through encouragement, wisdom, and shared values. Similarly, in our personal and professional lives, fostering a network of wholesome relationships creates an environment conducive to mindfulness and mutual enrichment. Such networks are not merely advantageous. They are transformative, amplifying our ability to navigate challenges and seize opportunities with clarity and integrity. Moreover, every relationship holds the potential to teach us about ourselves. Difficult interactions challenge us to practice patience and equanimity, while harmonious ones inspire gratitude and joy. Viewed through the lens of mindfulness, each connection becomes a mirror reflecting the state of our own heart and mind, guiding us toward greater self-awareness. The Buddhist approach to relationships also emphasizes interdependence. Just as a garden thrives through the balance of water, sunlight, and care, our relationships flourish when nurtured with consistent acts of kindness, understanding, and support. By investing in the well-being of others, we create a ripple effect that extends beyond individual bonds, fostering a collective force of growth and compassion. Building wholesome connections is not about seeking perfection in others or ourselves. It is about embracing the shared journey of human experience and using every interaction as an opportunity to grow in wisdom and love. Through such relationships, we create a network of support that not only enriches our lives but also contributes to the greater good. Chapter 8. Right Livelihood and Career Strategy. In the Buddha's Noble Eightfold Path, right livelihood, samarajiva, is a guiding principle that calls us to align our professional lives with ethical conduct and compassion. Our careers are not just means of earning a living. They are expressions of our values and opportunities to contribute positively to the world. By approaching career strategy through the lens of right livelihood, we transform work into a vehicle for personal and collective growth. Choosing a career path aligned with right livelihood begins with examining the ethical implications of our work. Does it cause harm, or does it alleviate suffering? Does it exploit, or does it empower? The Buddha taught that work should support the well-being of all beings, including ourselves, fostering harmony rather than division. This ethical foundation ensures that our professional efforts contribute to a greater purpose beyond personal gain. Strategic positioning within a career further enhances its potential for impact. By cultivating skills that are not only valuable, but also aligned with our values, we position ourselves to create meaningful change. For example, a teacher shapes future generations, a healer alleviates physical or emotional pain, and an artist inspires reflection and connection. Each role, when approached with mindfulness and intention, becomes a means of planting seeds of benefit for others. Moreover, the concept of interdependence underscores the ripple effect of our professional choices. A career rooted in right livelihood does not just affect the individual, it impacts colleagues, clients, communities, and ecosystems. Every ethical decision, every act of service, and every moment of integrity creates ripples that extend far beyond the immediate context of work. Right livelihood also requires us to balance professional aspirations with the broader dimensions of life. While success and growth are important, they must not come at the cost of our health, relationships, or spiritual well-being. The middle way, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, guides us to find harmony between ambition and contentment, ensuring that our career supports rather than detracts from a balanced and fulfilling life. Through the lens of right livelihood, career strategy transcends the pursuit of personal success. It becomes an integrated path that aligns our actions with our values, contributing to a life of purpose, integrity, and positive impact. Each professional decision, when rooted in mindfulness and compassion, plants seeds for a better future, for ourselves, those we serve, and the world we inhabit. Chapter 9. Financial Wisdom as Generosity. In Buddhism, money is not inherently good or bad. It is simply a form of energy, a resource that carries the potential to either create benefit or perpetuate harm, depending on how it is used. Viewed through the lens of wisdom and compassion, financial resources become a powerful tool for cultivating generosity, dana, one of the foundational virtues in Buddhist practice. Generosity is more than the act of giving. It is a profound spiritual practice that helps us transcend attachment and ego. When we see money as an opportunity to alleviate suffering and create joy, it transforms from a mere means of accumulation into a vehicle for positive change. Each financial decision becomes a chance to align our actions with our values, reinforcing the interconnectedness that binds us to all living beings. Consider the impact of mindful giving. Whether supporting someone in need, contributing to a cause that uplifts society, or investing in education and well-being, each act of generosity strengthens the bonds of compassion. These gestures not only benefit the recipient, but also cultivate a sense of abundance and gratitude within the giver. The Buddha taught that true wealth lies not in hoarding, but in the ability to share freely without clinging. Even beyond direct acts of giving, how we spend and save reflects our intentions and priorities. Mindful spending means considering the ethical implications of our purchases and directing resources toward that which nourishes life rather than exploits it. Saving, too, can be an act of wisdom, providing security and enabling future acts of generosity. It is not the accumulation of wealth that matters, but its thoughtful use as a tool for creating harmony and reducing suffering. Financial wisdom, grounded in the practice of dana, teaches us that abundance is not measured by material possessions, but by the capacity to give. By approaching money with mindfulness and compassion, we transcend its material bounds, transforming it into a force for good that ripples through our lives and the lives of others. Chapter 10. Nurturing Vitality with Mindful Energy. The Buddha likened the body to a chariot that carries us on the journey of awakening. Just as a chariot must be well maintained to reach its destination, so too must the body be nurtured to support our spiritual practice. Health and energy are not merely physical attributes. They are the foundation upon which clarity of mind and strength of spirit are built. Mindful care for the body begins with honoring it as a sacred vessel. This involves cultivating wholesome habits that sustain vitality, such as eating mindfully, resting adequately, and engaging in regular movement. Eating becomes more than a means of sustenance. It transforms into a meditation, where each bite is an opportunity to express gratitude and nourish both body and mind. Rest is not just sleep, but a deliberate act of renewal, allowing the body to recover and the mind to reset. Movement, whether through exercise, walking meditation, or gentle stretching, reconnects us with the body's natural rhythms and ensures that energy flows freely. Beyond physical care, nurturing vitality involves addressing the mind and heart. The practice of mindfulness reduces stress and cultivates emotional balance, while meditation strengthens focus and inner peace. Together, these practices create a reservoir of energy that can be channeled towards spiritual growth and compassionate action. The interconnected nature of health and energy reminds us that self-care is not selfish. It is a prerequisite for serving others effectively. When we honor our bodies and minds, we not only enhance our own well-being but also create the capacity to uplift those around us. By nurturing vitality with mindful energy, we align our lives with the Buddhist teachings, ensuring that our journey toward awakening is both sustainable and fulfilling. Chapter 11. Focus as a gateway to insight. Time is one of life's most precious resources, but in the teachings of Buddhism, focus transcends even time in its transformative potential. To engage in deep, intentional focus is to harness the power of concentration, samadhi, one of the essential components of the Noble Eightfold Path. Through focus, even the simplest tasks become opportunities for insight, growth, and mindfulness. The modern world often scatters our attention, pulling us in multiple directions and leaving us drained. To counteract this, the practice of deep work becomes an act of meditation. When we direct our full attention to a task, we cultivate a state of flow, where distractions fade and our efforts become seamless and purposeful. This state not only enhances productivity, but also sharpens our ability to engage fully with the present moment. Focus, however, is not merely about productivity, it is about clarity. Just as a magnifying glass concentrates sunlight to ignite a flame, concentrated attention illuminates the truth of our experiences, revealing patterns, connections, and opportunities for wisdom. Each moment of focus becomes a stepping stone toward insight, deepening our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. To foster focus, it is essential to create environments and routines that support deep engagement. Begin by identifying your prime time, the hours when your mind is most alert and clear, and protect this time for meaningful work or study. Simplify your surroundings, removing distractions and creating spaces that encourage concentration. Use rituals such as lighting a candle or reciting a mantra to signal the start of focused work, anchoring your attention to the present. Ultimately, focus is not just a skill but a gateway to mindfulness and insight. When approached as a form of practice, it transforms even mundane activities into profound opportunities for growth. Each moment of concentrated attention becomes a meditation in action, bridging the gap between effort and enlightenment. Through focus, we access the power to shape our lives with intention and wisdom, one mindful task at a time. Chapter 12. The creative mind as a tool for liberation. Creativity, often celebrated as a rare talent, is better understood in the teachings of Buddhism as a natural expression of insight and liberation. When the mind is unburdened by constraints, free from attachment, aversion, and delusion, it naturally becomes a fertile ground for innovation and original thought. Creativity, in this sense, is not a gift bestowed upon a few, but a capacity inherent in every being, waiting to be cultivated through mindfulness and wisdom. The creative mind thrives on interconnectedness, a principle deeply embedded in the Buddhist teaching of interdependent origination, paticca samuppada. Just as all phenomena arise in dependence upon other conditions, so too do ideas emerge through the interplay of experiences, insights, and reflections. By training the mind to see beyond the surface, connecting disparate elements into cohesive patterns, we unlock solutions that transcend conventional thinking. This process of unlocking innovation aligns beautifully with the Bodhisattva ideal, the commitment to alleviate suffering and bring benefit to all beings. Creativity, when rooted in compassion and guided by wisdom, becomes a powerful tool for this purpose. Whether through designing systems that solve societal problems, composing art that inspires joy and reflection, or devising practical solutions to everyday challenges, the creative mind serves as a means of service and transformation. Cultivating creativity begins with freeing the mind from self-imposed limitations. Meditation and mindfulness practices enhance this capacity by quieting the mental chatter that obscures clarity and insight. Engaging with diverse perspectives, immersing oneself in new experiences, and reflecting deeply on life's patterns further fuel the creative process. Importantly, this creativity is not about individual accomplishment, but about contributing to the collective good. In embracing the creative mind as a tool for liberation, we recognize that every act of innovation, no matter how small, holds the potential to uplift and inspire. Creativity ceases to be a personal achievement and becomes a shared offering, a way of giving back to the world while advancing on the path of awakening. Chapter 13: Decisions with Clarity and Compassion. In Buddhism, every decision we make is understood as a manifestation of our karma, the cumulative result of our thoughts, intentions, and actions. Each choice shapes not only our immediate circumstances, but also the trajectory of our spiritual journey. To make decisions with clarity and compassion is to engage in the deliberate cultivation of wholesome karma, aligning our actions with the principles of mindfulness, wisdom, and ethical conduct. Clarity in decision-making arises from a mind that is calm and centered, qualities developed through the practice of mindfulness. When we pause before making a choice, creating space to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we gain the insight needed to act wisely. This clarity allows us to discern not only the immediate consequences of our actions, but also their long-term impact on ourselves and others. Compassion, inspired by the Bodhisattva path, adds another dimension to decision-making. It shifts our focus from self-interest to the greater good, encouraging us to consider how our choices affect those around us. Decisions rooted in compassion naturally align with ethical conduct, fostering harmony and reducing suffering. The Bodhisattva ideal reminds us that even small, everyday decisions can be opportunities to practice kindness and generosity, creating ripples of benefit that extend far beyond our immediate sphere. The interplay of clarity and compassion transforms decision-making from a mechanical process into a profound spiritual practice. Each choice becomes an opportunity to express our deepest values and intentions. By aligning decisions with the principles of right view, right intention, and right action, we create a life that resonates with integrity and purpose. Moreover, the Buddhist perspective on decision-making emphasizes the importance of embracing uncertainty with equanimity. Not all outcomes can be predicted, and not all decisions will lead to the results we hope for. Yet, when our choices are guided by wisdom and compassion, we can face any outcome with peace and resilience, knowing that we have acted with integrity. Through decisions made with clarity and compassion, we weave a life that reflects our highest aspirations. Each choice, no matter how small, becomes a step on the path toward harmony, fulfillment, and enlightenment, not just for ourselves, but for all beings. Strategic thinking, when rooted in mindfulness and guided by wisdom, transcends the ordinary confines of planning and problem-solving. It becomes a transformative practice that touches every aspect of life, shaping not only our external circumstances, but also our inner landscape. By integrating the timeless principles of Buddhism into your approach, you create a powerful synergy that fosters both worldly success and spiritual liberation. Every decision you make becomes more than a simple choice. It transforms into a deliberate act of creating conditions for awakening. Each action, no matter how small, becomes a step toward enlightenment. In this way, strategic thinking is elevated to a master skill, a skill that enhances not only your ability to navigate life's challenges, but also your capacity to live in harmony with your highest aspirations. The Buddha's teaching, "With our thoughts, we make the world," reminds us of the profound impact of our intentions and actions. When our thoughts are guided by clarity, compassion, and wisdom, we not only shape our lives for the better, but also contribute to a world of greater understanding and peace. This is the true essence of strategic enlightenment, creating a life that reflects the boundless possibilities of wisdom and compassion. As you embark on this journey, remember that every moment is an opportunity to align your actions with your values, to learn and grow, and to create ripples of positive change. Let your world be one of mindfulness, purpose, and joy, where success and spiritual growth are seamlessly intertwined. If you found inspiration in this exploration of strategic enlightenment and its integration with Buddhist wisdom, consider joining us on this journey of growth and discovery. Subscribe to our channel for more content that blends timeless teachings with practical tools to enhance your life. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video to spread the message of wisdom and compassion to others. Let's create a community of seekers who strive not only for success, but for a deeper understanding of life itself. Together, we can illuminate the path toward a world of greater harmony and endless possibilities. Thank you for watching, and may your journey be filled with peace, purpose, and boundless growth.